In this message, I'll be providing an energy update for the month of December 2021. And first of all, I would like to discuss what I've been shown, what will be taking place on the world stage in terms of the 3D reality experience, what is expected. And just to touch on that, my last month's energy update will apply to this month as well, so it will overlap. So what I've been shown very clearly is that a storm has already hit, and this will become more evident in the days, weeks to come, where a great storm will take place in terms of an accelerated shift in consciousness, a great change within the world, within the 3D paradigm, in terms of what individuals are seeing play out, with some surprises down the line. What I've been shown very clearly is that the military is already involved and will be more involved, and this will be more evident. Okay, the mainstream media is not showing this, but behind the scenes there is action taking place, and the military will be getting more involved in terms of the wrongdoings, the acts against human rights, in terms of the mandates that we are seeing, etc., that all of you are aware of. So a lot of individuals, this ties into my last energy update, we've already seen evidence of this towards the end of last month, okay, where information's been coming out about abuse of power. So the abuse of power is a very strong theme applying to this month as well, all right? What I've been shown at the end of the day, what is taking place specifically in the United States of America, in Australia, and other parts of the world cannot continue for much longer. That is why action has been and will be taking place, and it involves the military. On an individual level, when a storm hits, all right, simultaneously, whatever is taking place on the world stage or anywhere in between will be taking place individually at some point in time. And the magnitude to which the storm affects us on an individual level will have to do with how much work the individual has done within this human experience. Some storms will not affect individuals whatsoever. Some will. It really does depend on what the individual is processing on a biological level, also consciously in terms of their own individual awakening. A big theme for this month is the third eye activations and upgrades. There is a huge gift within this process in the month of December of affording individuals the ability to see more clearly. The process of awakening is the unveiling of greater details within all things, whether they be light or dark. It is the gift of seeing more within this experience. So sometimes it can be very dark and shocking to individuals. It can be surprising. Within the lighter side, it can be very pleasant to be able to tap into our own channels of information through the third eye, being able to see more clearly what is truly taking place energetically within this reality experience, and also seeing through the fourth dimension, connecting with our guides, being able to bring through higher intelligence, be able to interact, in essence, with more of the self. The third eye activation will be happening for many, okay? For those many who are watching this already, their third eyes are open. There is a continual process of us going through the light embodiment process where we will receive upgrades within our chakra energy centers, where our channels open and amplify. And we go through a process of experiencing more of this reality experience, which can be very challenging at times because we are feeling more all the time. So when there is darkness within our reality experience, we see more details of it, which can be scary at first. And we also feel more, which can at times trigger us into the fear trap. So the information coming through is in this month, no matter what is taking place within your reality experience on the world stage or anywhere in between, is just to remain in balance. Understand whatever is happening, no matter what it is temporary. If it is uncomfortable, it will pass. And then one gets to experience the shift into the expansive, enjoyable states of being. This is all connected to, always, with the collective shadow. When any darkness arises, as it accumulates, and then it is expressed through certain individuals, usually what will be evident purely for the fact that more individuals will view an individual such as this, a person in power, it will be evident through what they are doing. Okay, so we have the ability to see, and many of you would have seen this for many, many years, the true identity of the agenda flowing through those such as politicians, for example, or certain actors, someone who's in the spotlight. What they are saying is completely different to the underlying agenda, the energy, the frequency flowing through them. And with the third eye, and also very much connected to the heart space, when we tune into the energetic of anyone expressing themselves, whatever narrative it is, we are able to see what is really taking place. And right now in the world, enough individuals have awakened, okay, to the knowing that there is enough light present, light frequency, these energetics. The veil is already thin enough for many individuals that it is actually very, very obvious. For individuals who tune into what I have to say, will know that it is very, very obvious, and it has been for a long time, in terms of the agenda of these people in positions of power, etc., etc., which can be challenging at times because the 3D paradigm is very, very slow. When we are operating within that of 5D consciousness, the information comes through very quickly. We are able to tap into multiple reality experiences. We can see what is coming. We won't know always to the detail exactly when or how it's going to happen, but we innately know how things are going to play out in the end. And it can be challenging at times to sit back and see how slow it is for the 3D paradigm to play out. But there is a divine orchestration to all things. There is a powerful process underway at the moment. So the storm has already hit, whether you have seen it or not, or feel it. All right? The collective shadow is flaring at the moment. But this will become more evident in the coming days, weeks, in this month. If you tune into and you want to follow any information out there in terms of media outlets, okay, there are alternative media outlets that are based in America that are sharing this kind of information all the time. So the information is out there, all right? There is an agenda with the mainstream media, as we know about, to protect certain individuals on the world stage, and they won't show certain information. They will be forced to in the future. They're going to have to share this information because too many people have seen. But if you keep your eyes peeled, if you want to keep up to date with what's taking place, there are outlets out there, well-known ones, that are sharing the truth frequency. So by doing our research, as always with anything, we will gather the information. We will find what is true to us, and we can align it with our own guidance. We can check in with ourselves to see with what resonates and what doesn't. So the information's already out there. Expect more to come. The light behind the scenes, in the form of people who are powerful, connected to the military, are getting involved. So it has been absolute chaos this year. Okay, but the chaos and darkness connected to the collective shadow is one of the ways that these individuals who are working with the darkness expose themselves. The chaos and the darkness within the world, the contrast, is evidence of Gaia and the collective consciousness's shift in consciousness. the accelerated shift in consciousness. When things happen for us very quickly on an individual level, or where there is evidence of things happening very quickly, is when there's a big push from the darkness, when there's a big flare up, when there are things like these mandates, because these people are very, very arrogant. From a 3D perspective, when we see what's happening, we'll think this is impossible. How can some of these people be held accountable? How can this happen? It doesn't look like it's ever going to happen. But what takes place is that these people get very complacent. They are very, very arrogant with what they are doing. So with the outright mandates and everything in between that you've seen, they are exposing themselves in the process. And more people that see it and know the truth will allow for the light to come in and assist with putting an end to this pain and suffering, this criminal act, because it is criminal what is taking place. They are not allowed to do this. And the more people that realize this and stand together and say no to these things, then it's impossible for them to continue with these narratives and these agendas. It is impossible. As soon as people awaken to the fact that we are the ones that are in power, not them. This is a part of the trickery within the 3D matrix. It's part of the illusion. All right. So, lots of magic will be happening on the world stage. A lot to look forward to. If you're struggling at the moment, hang in there. Understand it is temporary. By choosing the self over the external, okay, so if you said no to things, if you said yes to things, it doesn't matter. I've been shown very clearly. I know people within my close circles, okay, who said yes and no to things, okay, and I've said all of them are going to be okay. All right, it's fine. There is, on an individual level, when we choose the self over the external, okay, so if you're only choosing this now, that's okay. There is powerful alchemy within this process. We are extremely powerful. We can transmute anything. Anything. Especially what will help is when our belief system supports that reality of us being healed, of us being activated, of us being aligned, connected, being the best version of ourselves. We are the powerful ones. So if you're struggling, understand it is temporary. Also, what is very, very important during this month and always, okay, or very often we take ourselves very seriously within the 3D paradigm. We stress. We sometimes obsessively think over things with obsessive worry about things. Relax into the knowing that everything is okay and take action accordingly. Not to take anything too seriously. Don't forget to laugh, to have fun with this experience. At the end of the day, it's all a great play. It's a very ingenious design, and it is beautifully written by our higher selves, this great play. So everything that is happening is exactly going according to plan from the beginning from 2020, no matter what it looks like. Although there are horrific things that have happened, but some of these things have been necessary because it is in the dark we awaken. It is a shock to the system that shifts us into that which we would prefer to experience, so that we no longer play in something that we were once not aware of. The darkness gets our attention. That's what's happened since 2020. And because of the arrogance, like I speak about, individuals will find themselves accountable, and great change is coming. There is messages coming through leaders who represent the light. Pay attention to what they are saying, especially at the end of their message. All right, and I'm talking in terms of America at the moment. Tune into the energy. You can see that magic is happening behind the scenes. And all that we are required to do is take care of our own awakening and ascension process. To do what we love with ease and grace, with inner knowing, to be the best version of ourselves. That is the quickest way for us to see the results, in essence, more quickly play out within the 3D paradigm, because we would like more individuals to see the truth, and we would like to see more light in control on the earth plane in terms of direct leadership in certain areas with those in the collective consciousness, although this is happening behind the scenes already, as I've stated. But we would like to see this come through into full fruition, because we'd all like to see the world a lighter and better place, without pain and suffering, without the abuse of human rights. So, to touch on the themes for this month, a storm has already hit. More evidence of this will come into light. Military in the United States getting strongly involved. Third eye activations and upgrades. Always, all the time, the heart is connected, where individuals will be seeing more, where the veils will be stripped away and the truth will shine through. So, within this month, keep going, have fun with the process, like the childlike state, like Jesus said, until we become like little children shall we enter the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven, the fifth dimension. So, have fun with the process, understand whatever is going on, no matter how uncomfortable, whether it be ascension symptoms or anything in between, or something that you've seen, whether it be friendships, family members, any flare-ups, it is temporary. Okay, and it is the energy getting very loud when it is leaving. That is when the darkness is getting ready to leave, when it is very noisy, when it is very loud. Be in balance, remain present, use whatever modalities work for you, and enjoy. This is everything that is happening is what we have asked for. Trust in our higher selves and our guides, these beings of light who are directing us and guiding us. They are far more intelligent than we could ever imagine from the human physical mind. There is an ingenious design. Trust the process and enjoy each and every moment. And when you look back at this process, there will be a deeper understanding and an even greater utilization of the skill set because of how everything is played out exactly. So enjoy the month of December, and let's look forward to seeing some magic being unveiled behind the scenes.